Hello beautiful bibliophiles, it's Nektaria, and today the hype is real because I'm gonna be talking about my most anticipated releases for summer 2021, which is upon us. I don't know how the pandemic will treat us with this summer real life, but we always have books. So let's talk about the most anticipated releases. This was originally going to be my most anticipated releases for the second half of the year, since I did a video of my most anticipated releases for the first half of the year, but I realized I didn't know of a lot of books that came out after October, so I'm probably going to do this video like around August, September, with the books that are coming out fall and winter. Also, there are already a lot of books in those 3 summer months, like especially June is very heavy. Also, a lot of this publishing dates and release dates are being moved forward, so I'm sorry if any of the dates I talk about in this video are not accurate after I filmed it, but I do hope you enjoy and you find some books that sound good to you that you want to pick up and try out. So with no further ado, let's get to those books in chronological order of release date. Okay, I don't know what is up with June and the universe, but I swear there are 3 dates in June: June 1st, June 8th, and June 15th, and all the books of June come out these 3 dates, no other dates, I swear. I don't know what's up with it, but I'm gonna play those numbers at the lottery. So one of the many books coming out June 1st is The Ghosts We Keep by Mason Deaver. This author has also previously written I Wish You All the Best, which I know is getting great reviews and I really want to read it. Haven't read it yet, but I really want to. But now let's see what The Ghosts We Keep is about. So it says, when Liam's older brother Ethan is killed in a hit and run, Liam has to not only learn to face the world without one of the people he loved the most, but also face the fading relationship with his 2 best friends. Feeling more alone and isolated than ever, Liam finds themselves sharing time with Marcus, Ethan's best friend, and through Marcus, Liam finds the one person that seems to know exactly what they're going through, for the better and the worse. This book is about grief, but it's also about why we live, why we have to keep moving on, and why we should. I don't know what you thought of the synopsis, but I'm in for it. Again on June 1st, we have An Emotion of Great Delight by Tahar Mafi. This one says it's 2003, several months since the US officially declared war on Iraq and the American political world has evolved. Tensions are high, hate crimes are on the rise, FBI agents are infiltrating local mosques, I don't know what this word means, and the Muslim community is harassed and targeted more than ever. Sadie, who wears a hijab, keeps her head down. Sadie is named for joy, but is haunted by sorrow. Her brother is dead, her father is dying, her mother is falling apart, and her best friend has mysteriously dropped out of her life. And then, of course, there's the small matter of her heart. It's broken. An Emotion of Great Delight is a searing look into the world of a single Muslim family in the wake of 9/11. It's about a child of immigrants forging a blurry identity, falling in love, and finding hope in the midst of modern war. Now this sounds amazing as well. I have to say this is a representation of like a Muslim family in the wake of 9/11. I haven't seen before in a book. I know there are other books about it, but I haven't gotten around to reading them yet, so I feel like starting with this one is going to be great. I really want to see more representation like this, and I really want to read this book because it sounds like it's going to be heartbreaking and beautifully written and just a great book to read. And again, June 1st is Troubled Girls by Lynn Rubin. It says a queer YA meet reimagining of Thelma and Louise with the aesthetic of Riverdale. Now that I did not like. Well, I like the aesthetic of Riverdale, as in most of it takes place at night, and there's like the American diner in the small town that seems to be left like in the past century. I like the aesthetic of it. I didn't like anything else about it other than the aesthetic of the first season, to be honest. I had many problems with it. Why isn't Jughead asexual? He's supposed to be asexual. Why is everyone just acting like so weird in that show? Why does nothing make sense? Why is the writing so mediocre? Yeah, I didn't like Riverdale is the bottom line, but this is not what we're going to talk about. This is Troubled Girls, and let's see what it is about instead of seeing the blurb thing, okay? When Trixie picks up her best friend Luke's for their weekend getaway, she's looking to escape for a little while to forget the despair of being trapped in their dead-end Rust Belt town and the daunting responsibility of caring for her ailing mother. The girls are packing light, a supply of Diet Coke for looks and her 89 Canon to help her frame the world in a shinier light. Half a pack of cigarettes for Trixie that she doesn't really smoke, and a knife, one she's just hanging on to for a friend that she's never used before. Something's telling me she's gonna use it soon. But here's the but we were expecting. But a single night of violence derails their trip and will forever change the course of the girls' lives as they go from ordinary high schoolers to wanted fugitives. I'm in for this. I'm really in for this. This gives me actually the end of the effing world vibes, because like they start to go on this trip and they end up like fugitives, wanted fugitives. I really like this concept, so hoping it's gonna be like the end of the effing world but lesbian, which is amazing. Another book that comes out June 1st is Jay's Gay Agenda by Jason June. There's only one thing Jay Collier knows for sure: he's a statistical anomaly as the only out gay kid in his small rural, I managed to say rural, Washington town. While all of his friends can't stop talking about their heterosexual hookups and relationships, Jay can only dream of his own firsts, compiling a romance to-do list of all the things he hopes to one day experience his gay agenda. Then, against all odds, Jay's family moves to Seattle and he starts his senior year at a new high school with a thriving LGBTQIA+ community. For the first time ever, Jay feels like he's found where he truly belongs, where he can flirt with very sexy boys and search for love. But as Jay begins crossing items off his list, he will soon be torn between his heart and his hormones, his old friends and his new ones, because after all, life and love don't always go according to plan. This sounds very interesting. It sounds like it's gonna be fun but also heartbreaking, and I'm looking forward to it. Cover has that really nice art style I really like on YA books, so I'm very excited. Next up, we have a Greek myth retelling coming June 8th, and that is none other than Daughter of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews. 17-year-old Daphne has spent her entire life honing her body and mind into that of a warrior, hoping to be accepted by the unyielding people of ancient Sparta. But an unexpected encounter with the goddess Artemis, who holds Daphne's brother's fate in her hands, appends, these are a lot of words I don't know, okay? Appends the life she's worked so hard to build. Okay, I think I got what it means. 9 mysterious items have been stolen from Mount Olympus, and if Daphne cannot find them, the gods... What? Come on, can't you use similar words? Warning, powers will fade away, the mortal world will descend to chaos, and her brother's life will be forfeit. Okay, I didn't know half the words in the synopsis, but I got what it's about. So, this says it also has like Labyrinth of the Minotaur, Sphinx of Thebes, Amazons. Wow, this has a lot of things in it, and the reason, like, I'm so excited because it has a lot of things in it, but I'm also confused because, like, there is the classical mythology myth of Daphne and Apollo, but this also mixes up Sparta, which is a different thing. The Minotaur is a different thing, the Sphinx is a different thing, the Amazon is a different thing. I hope this isn't just a chaotic, like, bringing together everything there is about ancient Greek mythology and lifestyle. I hope this is more, like, well-searched. I think it will be, but I'm also a little scared. But I'm also excited. Then, June 8th, I also have The Sea is Salt and So Am I by Cassandra Hart. This one is recommended for fans of The Sun is Also a Star, which I really loved, so hopefully I like this one too. But I'm sure this will also trigger my climate anxiety, which I'm not so excited about, so let's see. West Finch is one hurricane away from falling into the sea. Yes, this is going to trigger my climate anxiety. Yet, 16-year-old Harlow Prude is determined to save her small Maine hometown, if only she could stop getting in her own way and find anyone willing to help. But her best friend Alice McQueen fixes problems by running away from them, including his broken relationship with his twin brother Tommy, and Tom's depression has hit a new low, so he's not up for fixing anything. In the wake of the town's latest devastating storm, Tommy goes out for a swim that he doesn't intend to survive. It's his unexpected return that sends him to emotion, a sea change between these three teens, one that tests old loyalties, sparks new romance, and uncovers painful secrets, and nothing stays secret in West Finch for long. Okay, this one does sound a bit like The Sun is Also a Star when it comes to like the dynamics between the characters a bit. I don't know what exactly scares me about this book, but something does. Not sure whether I'll love it, but I'll definitely check it out. Sounds interesting. Then, June 15th, we have Bloodlike Magic, which seems to be part of a series by Zhao, a rich, dark urban fantasy debut following a teen witch who is given a horrifying task, sacrificing her first love to save her family's magic. Whoa, I'm intrigued. The problem is, she's never been in love. Ooh, I'm even more intrigued. She'll have to find the perfect guy before she can kill him. Yes, yes, yes. After years of waiting for her calling, a trial every witch must pass in order to come into their powers, the one thing Voya Thomas didn't expect was to fail. When Voya's ancestor gives her a second chance to complete her calling, she agrees, and then is horrified when her task is to kill her first love. And this time, failure means every Thomas witch will be stripped of their magic. Yes, I'm excited. Concept sounds amazing. Haven't read urban fantasy in ages, if at all, and this just sounds perfect. Now let's take a very short break from YA because this whole list is pretty much YA. And again, June 15th, we have The Maidens by Alex Michelettis. He's written that other book, The Patient, if I'm not mistaken, The Silent Patient, and that was very popular. Haven't read it because it didn't sound like my kind of, like, I don't read thriller mysteries, so it didn't sound like my cup of tea, but this one definitely does, because this one involves like dark academia vibes, I believe, so I'm super excited. So let's see what it says. Edward Fosca is a murderer. Of this, Mariana is certain, but Fosca is untouchable. A handsome and charismatic Greek tragedy professor, yes, at Cambridge University. Fosca is adored by staff and students alike, particularly by the members of a secret society of female students known as the Maidens. Secret society of students that has to do with Greek mythology? Count me in! Oh my god. Mariana Andros is a brilliant but troubled group therapist who becomes fixated on the Maidens when one member, a friend of Mariana's niece, Zhao, is found murdered in Cambridge. Mariana, who was once herself a student at the university, quickly suspects that behind the idyllic beauty of the spires and turrets and beneath the ancient traditions lies something sinister. Yes, and she becomes convinced that, despite his alibi, Edward Fosca is guilty of the murder. But why would the professor target one of his students? And why does he keep returning to the rites of Persephone, the maiden, and her journey to the underworld? Yes, this is dark academia mystery thriller with like Greek myth. I'm so excited. On June 15th, we have Violet Ghost by Leah Thomas. A story of a teen determined to right the wrongs of female ghosts haunted in the afterlife. Yes, female ghosts seeking revenge. Yes. Danny's best friend Sarah is a ghost, but maybe that's normal when you spend your childhood running from an abusive parent. Danny and Sarah might be more than friends, though Danny dares not say so. Danny's afraid that if he tells Sarah he's trans, oh, we have transsexual representation. Yes, another yes. She won't bother haunting him anymore. Sarah's got good reason to distrust boys, having been strangled by one. After Sarah and Danny come across another ghost haunted by her own brutal murder, they set out to bring peace and safety to spirits like her. But when an old rival re-enters Danny's life, their unexpected friendship gives Danny a strange new feeling of belonging. As Danny starts to find his place in the living world, he'll need to let go of his ghosts. Oh, this sounds great as well. And the last book for June, again June 15th, is For the Wolf, which seems to be part of a series called Wilderwood series, but it's the first book, by Hannah F. Whedon. It says the first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf. This is clearly fantasy, as you can see. And it says, as the only second daughter born in centuries, Red has one purpose, to be sacrificed to the wolf in the wood in the hope he'll return the world's captured cats. Red is almost relieved to go. Plagued by a dangerous power she can't control, at least she knows that in the wilder wood she can't hurt those she loves. But the legends lie. The wolf is a man, not a monster. Her magic is a calling, not a curse, and if she doesn't learn how to use it, the monsters the gods have become will swallow Wilderwood and her world whole. I'm quite excited. I haven't read this kind of fantasy in a while, so I am a bit reluctant, but I'm also quite hyped. Moving on to July, I only have like 2 books in July. The first one is Rise to the Sun by Leah Johnson, coming out July 6th. She's also reading You Should See Me in a Crown, which I plan to read soon and I'm really excited about. This one says, 3 days, 2 girls, 1 life-changing music festival. Olivia is an expert at falling in love and at being dumped, but after the fallout from her last breakup, has left her an outcast at school and at home, is determined to turn over a new leaf. A crush-free weekend at Fairmont Music and Arts Festival with her best friend is just what she needs to get her mind off the senior year that awaits her. Dawn is 1 week away from starting college, and it's the last place she wants to be. Unsure about who she wants to become and still reeling in the wake of the loss of her musician-turned-roadie father, she is heading back to the music festival that changed his life in hopes that following his footsteps will help her find her own way forward. I'm really excited because we're not gonna go to any music festivals anytime soon, I'm afraid, with the whole pandemic, so reading about one is gonna be great, I think. This one also says it's lesbian, and I really can't wait to read it. Next one is another fantasy, The River Has Teeth by Erica Waters, which comes out July 20th. This one says Natasha's sister is missing. Her car was found abandoned on the edge of a local nature preserve, yes, known as the Bend. But as the case goes cold, Natasha's loss turns to burning anger. She'll do anything to find answers. Della's family has channeled magic from the Bend for generations, providing spells for the desperate. But when Natasha appears on her doorstep, Della knows it will take more than simple potions to help her. But Della has her own secrets to hide, because Della thinks she knows the beast who was responsible for the disappearance of Natasha's sister, her own mother, who was turned into a terrible monster by magic gone wrong. Natasha is angry, Della has little to lose, they're each other's only hope. This sounds really good. I haven't read this kind of fantasy in a while, so I'm really excited. Moving on to August 3rd, we have How We Fall Apart by Katie Zhao. This one says it's a YA thriller that kind of resembles One of Us is Lying, which I hope, just the general plot is similar to One of Us is Lying, because if it's similar, the way the plot evolves and writing wise, I really didn't like One of Us is Lying. But this one says students at an elite prep school are forced to confront their secrets when their ex-best friend turns up dead. I've read a lot of books that are like this YA kind of mystery thrillers, and I have yet to be impressed, so I'm really hoping this one is going to impress me. And it says Nancy Luo is shocked when her former best friend Jamie Ruan, top-ranked junior at Sinclair Prep, goes missing and then is found dead. Nancy is even more shocked when word starts to spread that she and her friends Crystal, Akil, and Alexander are the prime suspects, thanks to the proctor, someone anonymously incriminating them via the school's social media app. So, see, this one sounds like something that could really not interest me, but I'm hoping it's going to be different than others of its kind, so I am going to say I'm excited. This next one I'm very excited about. It's The Dead in the Dark, again comes out August 3rd by Courtney Gould, and it says something is wrong, it's Snakebite, Oregon. Teenagers are disappearing, some turning up dead, the weather isn't normal, and all fingers seem to point to TV's most popular ghost hunters who've just returned to town. Logan Ortiz Woodley, daughter of TV's Paris Specters, has never met a snakebite before, but the moment she and her dad arrive, she starts to get the feeling that there's more secrets buried here than they originally let on. Ashley Barton's boyfriend was the first teen to go missing, as he's felt his presence ever since, but now that the Ortiz Woodleys are in town, his ghost is following her, and the only person Ashley can trust is the mysterious Logan. When Ashley and Logan team up to figure out who or what is hunting Snakebite, their investigation reveals truth about the town, their families, and themselves that neither of them are ready for. This one sounds great, this one sounds lesbian, this one sounds paranormal. It gives me very slight Stranger Things vibes. Next one is fantasy about a book demon, so I am excited. It comes out August 10th, and it is The Devil Makes Three by Tory Bolino. Tess Matheson only wants three things: time to practice her cello, for her sister to be happy, and for everyone else to leave her alone. Instead, Tess finds herself working all summer at her boarding school library, selling books and dealing with the intolerable hard words patrons. The worst of them is Elliot Birch, privileged and constantly requesting forbidden grimoires. After a bargain with Elliot leads to the discovery of an ancient book in the library's grimoire collection, the pair accidentally unleash a book-bound demon. We like book-bound demons in this house. I'm very excited for this. Last book for today's video is Me Moth by Amber McBride, coming out August 17th, and this is a YA novel written in verse. Is there anything better than YA novels written in verse? I think not. So let's see what this one is about. So, a debut YA novel in verse that is both a coming-of-age story and a ghost story even more exciting. Moth has lost her family in an accident. Though she lives with her aunt, she feels alone and uprooted. Until she meets Sunny, a boy who is also searching for his roots. If he knows more about where he comes from, maybe he'll be able to understand his ongoing depression. And if Moth can help him feel grounded, then perhaps she too will discover the histories he carries in her bones. Moth and Sunny take a road trip that has them chasing ghosts and searching for ancestors. The way each moves forward is surprising, powerful, and unforgettable. Here is an exquisite and uplifting novel about identity, first love, and the ways our memory and our roots steer us through the universe. This one sounds real beautiful. What a great, beautiful synopsis to end today's video. This one also sounds very exciting. Until my next journey on the depths of Goodreads to find new books coming out in the coming months, these are my most anticipated releases for summer 2021. Tell me if you're excited about any of these. If there are some releases that you're excited about that I didn't include in this video, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night if you're watching this at night, and I'll see you soon with another video. Have a great day. Bye.